like this. It is not at all. It doesn't look at all that anything what we intend happens or manifests. No, it's just the opposite. Yeah. And the simple truth is that the 97% don't agree with our 3%. Yeah. They are not in the same level at all. Yeah. They're looking for war. They're looking for conflict. They're looking for all kinds of negative things, yeah, that come back in our life again and again. Right? Now, I don't want to go too much into it, but there is one point to make it also easier to understand, and that is the speed, how the subconscious works in us. Yeah. So let's say consciously you make a step of 30 centimeters. This is more or less what we call 1 foot, right? This means 1 step. No, that would be the length we can do consciously, and our subconscious would do at the same time 22 kilometers. Yeah. So the speed, how our subconsciousness works, is so much higher. Yeah. Right? And this is the reason why we actually cannot win in this relationship. No? So the subconsciousness, because we cannot see it, yeah, it appears in us, or it appears to us in the other, in the outer world. Yeah. There we can see it, and this is the reason why we manifest what we manifest collectively. We manifest our subconsciousness. That is what it is. Yeah. So there is this demonic side of us coming out and comes in the world, and every one of us says, no, I have nothing to do with that. That is only the result of some special people. They are in power. There are evil forces. There is a group of people. They rule the whole world. There are only 10 people, and they are the devils, and we have nothing to do with them, right? Is it or not? Yeah. But it is not like that. Yeah. Because they could never do that. This could never manifest if all of us, or such many people, billions of people, carry a total different program in their heart. It would never be possible that this manifests. Yeah, never ever, right? And this is what the quantum physics teaches us. We're all connected. Yeah. That means, for example, if there is one enlightened person, if you come in the field of one enlightened person, you feel it immediately, you know, and it transmits to you, and you feel completely different. Yeah. And if it is just a good person, you feel it. Yeah. Doesn't have to be an enlightened one, just a good person. Yeah. My mother, for example, was a really good person. Yeah. My mother-in-law, for example, is a really good person. Yeah. And you can feel it. If you come in their presence, you feel there is something in order. They bring a healthy thing to you. No? Yes? And if we were all in that level, there would be a beautiful world around us. Yeah. So what we have to do is not only not to produce weapons, because this is what we want to produce. That is just thing what will happen, that prevents a third world war or whatever there is. You know, maybe it will not be possible by now anymore. Yeah. But let's say in long term, yeah, it is always the same thing. There is only one way, and this is us looking at our subconscious, whatever you will find there, yeah, that is the work. Yeah, there's no other. This is why it says in Sufism, who knows himself knows God. Imagine, he knows the other. Yeah, he says, you know God, you know the divine. If you know yourself, you know the divine. Is it interesting, right? Yeah. But before you come to know the divine, you know all these terrible things which you have to face inside. Yeah. Jealousy, envy, pride, all these things, you know, that we don't want to look at. We say, this is not me. I have nothing to do with that. Right? But because we don't want to see it, so we go into relationships and the other one, yeah, shows it to us. And that makes you to understand why our love relationships are so warlike. No? Is it or not? And you see the most terrible of yourself, you see it when you live with somebody. Yeah. This is when you find yourself really terrible. Yeah. Before you can have all kinds of ideas, but the moment you find yourself in a couple, yeah, you learn to see how you look like. And of course, you say again, this is not me, this is the other. I was good before. Yes, I was super. Yeah, I was very good before. Now the other, he makes me to be like that. Nobody can make you to be anything what is not there. Yeah, you cannot become a monster just because somebody is there. Be and express what is living inside of you. Yeah, but of course it lives subconscious. That is the whole point. And this is why it's so terribly shocking when you understand, oh, whoa, 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 there lives this part in me as well, and you don't want to contact it. Yeah, usually we don't want to contact it. So in a couple, you contact that, you know? Okay, and the whole world is in contact with us. So this is what manifests. Yeah, this is what we are. That is what people see when they come as a cosmic tourist. Then they see, wow, they are really here on the killing. No, it's a killer planet. Yeah, we are killing all kinds of beings. Is it or not? Yeah. So, and this is the work. So when you think you make a spiritual work, that is the work. Yeah. There is no other, and this is the only revolution which can happen after we evolute. Yeah, because we have to evolute, no, to come out of this point. Yes. Yeah. So I want to describe a little bit how our emotions, especially our emotions, which are these containers of energy, work with each other. Yeah. How every one of us is in a secret network, not so secret really, but maybe not so conscious to you. Yeah. And you can study it, especially in a family. That is very interesting if you have children, but you can study it also as a couple. So think it. Well, you can think it with your hand, with the fingers, for example. No, maybe you heard this sentence: "Everyone lives in his bubble," or "Everyone is an island." Have you heard that sentence? Yeah. Let's say it is like this. Yeah, we can agree somehow on that. No, we are not really in the same. Yeah, so you live in your bubble, I live in my bubble, but there is a connection. Yeah, and we can call it, for the sake of easiness, there is a connection like a pipe. Yeah, think it like a pipe where they would run water through it. Yeah, okay. If you like, you can think it also like an oil pipe. So now, when you have an emotion, yeah, anger, that's a very male emotion, for example. Yeah, it is. If we had to divide our emotions, we could say that women suppress anger and aggression, and men, what do they suppress? What do the men mainly suppress? Yeah, fear and insecurity. Yeah, right. So when you are angry, yeah, but you don't express it, yeah, you hold it down, yeah, you hold it down, you hold it down, you hold it down, yeah, and you are not aware of it. You're not aware of it, that you hold it down. Yeah, it's just living in you on the other side, that you are not wanting to connect. No, you know it somehow. There is this killer can come anytime up. Yeah, but you don't want to connect with that, right? It's not attractive. So you hold it down, 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 down. Then there comes pressure in the pipeline, yeah, and booms, in your wife it appears, yeah. And you think that you are a cool person, yeah, that you are totally peaceful, and you say, look at the wife, you say, what is that? Yeah, yeah, and she freaks out, no? And when you do that over a long time, you know, you have permanently a wife next to you that freaks out. Finally, she goes to the psychiatrist, yeah, or to the therapist and psychoanalyst. And she says to the psychoanalyst, you know, I don't know what's happening to me. You know, I'm freaking out all the time, yeah, lately, yeah. Why do you think that can be? And the therapist looks at her and says, what do you think? Yeah. Because a therapist also holds his emotions down, yeah. You know, I don't know how many psychiatrists you met in your life. I met a lot, yeah. Not because I went in one mental house after the other, but my life brought it like this, that I'm almost surrounded by psychologists, therapists, psychiatrists, people who work in general with people. Yeah, they appear a lot. And especially with the psychiatrists, I have never seen one that could not be his own patient. Yeah. Of course, imagine you work with people that are completely out of the box, yes? And you have to develop a kind of shield, a kind of system that holds you stable, yeah? You can't really open, yeah? You can't really let them in a way. So you become very, very controlled on a certain point. And somewhere it has to appear, right? And you will not believe how many psychiatrists are on drugs, you know, on all kinds of crazy medications. Yeah. So this kind of pressures is very important to understand. Now, in a family system, for example, the first ones who freak out is always the children. Yeah. What you put down, you will see it in the children. So in the West, we're the most aggressive people. So when you look at the children in the West, yeah, they scream, they go crazy, you know, yeah. You might have seen that many times as well. Is it or not? Yeah. It's very important to understand that we give our emotions through this pipeline in the tank of the other person, yeah, in the emotional tank of the other person. Yeah. And that makes you maybe to understand a little bit better how the dynamics between you and the couple are. Yeah. So it is not that your wife becomes especially aggressive, you know. Yeah. But the thing is, because women usually want to have their aggressions down. Yeah, they don't want to show, it's not very feminine to show anger and aggression, right? This is what they get told, no? Yeah. It's not very masculine to show your fear or your insecurity, no, your shakiness, right? So when we are easy with our own anger, yeah, when we are having it really close to us, bringing it to our conscious, yeah, it's like the anonymous alcoholics. You know, what's the first thing they do? They say, hello, my name is Peter, I'm an alcoholic. Yeah, you can say, hello, my name is Peter, I'm an angry person. Yeah, that would be the first step, no? Yeah, and then you talk about your anger. Yeah, how is your anger? No, every day. Yeah, because it is certain there. For certain, it is there. Yeah. If there's one thing that manifests in our world as all there is, then it is anger first. Is it or not? Hmm? Yeah, there is this anger against everything, against I am not as rich as I should be. Yeah, makes me very angry. There is so much injustice out there, makes me very angry. Yes, there is all kinds of this and that happening, makes me very angry. But a main anger is that people do not see me as I want to be seen. Yes, that I'm much more enlightened, much better, much lovelier, much more beautiful, whatever you want to see, much more brilliant, no? That anyone wants to see me. No one sees me. So what an anger is that? No? Is it? Mm. And then comes, of course, the brothers and the sisters of anger says, they don't give me attention, they don't give me recognition and so on. So all these things that we hold it down, yeah, because you don't run away, you don't run around and you say every day to yourself, I'm angry, yeah. No? I met today my grandchild and I said to her, oh, my sweet one. And she said, I'm not sweet. Yeah. I said, okay. She said sour. How can I translate it? Sour. I said, yeah, well, some kind of anger. Yeah. Let's say she said, I'm angry. Yeah. I said, oh, okay, you're angry. Yeah. I said, a little bit sweet? No. She said, yeah, I'm angry. Yeah. I said, okay, wow. And they can express that. And the children, we allow that, right? It's 3 years old. We don't say to them, no, you cannot be angry, no? Of course, if they scream too much, because they love to scream then, you know, the children, they can scream incredibly powerful, no? Yeah, they just scream, right? Then, of course, we signal them, we don't like that, yeah. There was a mother that came to me and said, you know, there is this, when I want to bring my daughter into bed, yeah, she always freaks out, yeah. It's like I say the moment when I say, come, let's go to bed, she starts to freak out, yeah, and she doesn't know anymore what to do, yeah. I say, well, make it the way around. You freak out in front of her, yeah. The next time you say, I'm gonna go to bed, you just freak out. And you say, oh, I don't want that anymore. And I don't want to bring you to the bed. And I'm so fed up with this, you know, and so on. And you really freak out, yeah. And she did it. And what was the reaction of the child was that she just looked to her mother, you know, and was completely peaceful. Yeah, yeah, she was completely quiet. Of course, yeah. So every time you see someone around you, yeah, functioning in a way that you say, oh my God, yeah, look how you deal with that emotion. Yeah, is it present in you? Yeah, and you just hold it down. No, all right, and then look what happens around you. Yeah, just look. So if you find yourself coming in contact, that is the main point, you know, coming in contact with that self that you just say, no, 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 we don't go there. Yeah, it's not for me. Yeah. Then you will make a great step, because this is the one that never leaves you, and this is the one that you have to get along with. It's the only one. Yeah. And marriage is exactly this balance. Yeah. When you are watching, yeah, that is the thing, you know, how when you become careful, when you become conscious, you know, about your own issues. Because about what does a woman gets angry? Yeah. What do they express when they get angry? Yeah. Is you don't listen. You don't understand. You are not sensitive. Yeah. You don't face your fears. This is the point that makes them angry. Yeah. You hold it down and they go bam out of the box. Right? You don't want to care. Yeah. You're afraid. You're afraid to take care. Yeah, because it is not easy. Yeah, it's not easy, of course not. Yeah, the world shows it every day, says to you, whoa, 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 you know, it's gonna collapse here, everything. Yeah. How should you not be afraid on a certain point? Yeah. If you read as a good citizen, you read every day the news, and what do they tell us? Yeah. That we are walking in a golden future? No. Yeah. They tell us every single day with more and more passion. You know, the news, if you look at the news, you know that we are from the mental house, right? That's clear. Because the first news is Putin sent 300,000 people more in the Ukraine, right? Then comes another news, what the Americans say about that. Yeah, not happy, of course. What should they say? Yeah, and then comes Chelsea was winning 1-0 with Manchester United. Yeah, and then again 3 other football clubs. Yeah, and you say, yeah. Have you ever noticed that? Yeah, there comes this sport part very, very quickly. Yeah, at least in the news that I watch. And you say, come on, you know, yeah. But that is the normal thing, right? We hear a little bit war news, and then we want to know what's going on in the football world, because obviously billions of people are interested in it. First of all, yeah. How is my club playing? Very important. Yes. Yeah. And so the news show already that something is not really good with us. Yeah. And how many positive things you hear? Nothing. Yeah. And that's the food we take every day in. Yeah. So how could you not be living in fears? Yeah. Then the school, the next thing. Yeah. When you go in school, there was this experiment they did. I said it on another occasion already, but it's always good to hear something like this again. There was coming an artist in the school. Yeah. First day or first week, the young boys and girls were starting the school, and he was saying, you know, I'm an artist, I love to paint. Yeah. How many of you love to paint also? Everyone up. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, isn't it good to paint? Yeah, everyone up. Yeah. Okay. 3 years later, comes again, no, and he's asking the same thing. How many of you love to paint? Yeah, half. No, and you can imagine how the story continues. Less and less and less and less. Yeah, no. And why is it? Because in time, more and more children, they were listening, you know, your painting is not good. Yeah, it's not good enough, right? Because then we get notes. Maybe one gets a very good note, and then, of course, down, 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 down. One time you find yourself, I'm the last in class. Will you ever be inspired to paint again? No way, right? Same when you sing. All children I know, yeah, they sing. 3 years old, you don't have to do anything to animate them to sing. They want to sing, usually, yeah. And they sing and they sing and they sing, and one day they hear, better don't sing. Your voice is not good. And finally, the moment you grow up, you find yourself having a voice, like you said, it's the most ugly voice you can hear. And you hear it factively, you hear it recorded, yes? And for the first time, you hear it somehow reflected, how it reflects through a loudspeaker to you, and you think you want to die, yeah? You say to yourself, oh my God, this is the truth. My voice is terrible. It's absolutely terrible, right? Yeah. And of course, how much you will be motivated to sing, you know? Even sometimes you think, oh, it would be a good thing to sing, you know? I would love to sing, because then, of course, maybe you see a singer in the TV or wherever, and you say, wow, super, yeah, right? That is school. That's what school does to us. No? And it continues on every field in the same way. Yeah. And all that, of course, goes to your subconscious. Yeah. All these programs, I'm not good enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not attractive enough, I'm not masculine enough, I'm not feminine enough. You're nothing enough. Right? And in the things where you think you are good, what you do with it, you compete. No? So from the very beginning, there is this competition. No? And of course, that again causes all kinds of trouble. Yeah. Because we take this program over and we look at the other and say, you are stupid, you are not beautiful at all, you know, you are a loser. Yeah. Already that word, you know, yeah. If you say loser to a woman, it doesn't affect at all. Yeah. It's very, very rare that a woman feels very affected if you say to her, you are a loser. It cannot even attach it to her. No? If you say the same thing to a man, he's nailed. Yeah. Right? He's nailed. Because a man cannot be a loser. A woman can be a loser, it's okay. Never the question that they have to win or not, you know, it's not the point there, yeah. But in the man's world, a loser is the end. Yeah, that's the end. If someone says, if your father says you are a loser, you know, that's the end, right? This you better not be alive any longer, really. No? Yeah. Yes. So when a woman says that to you, that hits you so deep, because you never want to go there yourself. You don't want to see it, and you don't want to relieve it. You don't want to release this program there. Yeah? So all this 97%, not only that the amount is so strong, but I told you the power of it, the speed it works with you is so much stronger, because there is no filter. You hear it and bang, you have it. Yeah. This is how it works. No? And in different countries, also there is different emotional situations. Not all the countries are the same. Now, for example, Germany is really a fear country. Yeah. And of course, because it is somehow in our culture, in our education, to have fear a lot, we were the nation that was making wars. Yeah, big wars. You know, German, like, if you make a war, make a real one, make a good one, make a, you know, serious one. No, serious war is with everyone, right? Otherwise, it's only a little bit war. That's what the Americans do. They go everywhere where they go, you know, and play a little bit war here, a little bit there, no, yeah. But a real war, they never wanted to start. No, well, Germans, they started 2 wars, but German way. No, is it or not? Yeah. So the nations also, they have their oppressions. Yeah. And those who are the easiest, let's say the Africans, for example, no, you don't hear that they started big stuff, no, or in South America before the Spanish came and whatever came to them, they were not too much into things. Or the Indians, Chinese, they were more balanced, no? Because there's so many nations, so many religions, so many languages, they could somehow integrate. They had to integrate, they had to practice to let the other be different, no? They had to practice that, and this is what you feel as a first thing when you come to India, for example, is this thing that you fit somehow. You can be there. Yeah. They don't look at you. They don't look at you and say, oh, wow, you look really a little bit weird. You are too white or to this or to that. They are actually curious. Yeah. They like to talk to you. They like to connect. They say, hey, oh, where are you from? You know, how are you? And so on and so on. And they're very, very, very sweet. Yeah. So, of course, all the Germans, they love to go to India, first country where they didn't have to hide everything, no? And all the West loves to go to India, if you noticed. Yeah. Because this is the place where they could just be somehow. Yeah. The Indians, they don't come free will to Germany, you know. If they come as software developers, yeah, or opening any kind of food shop, whatever, no. But you don't find many Indians in Germany. That's just the opposite. Yeah. Right. And actually, all the West loves to travel to countries. For example, Caribbean, we say we go there for the beaches and this. No. Mainly we go there because there are people, yeah, they somehow let us breathe. No. And maybe you noticed when you come from those countries that when you meet another German or another Italian or another Spanish, all the Europe people have pretty the same thing. You don't like to meet your own people in other countries. Yeah, you don't like to meet too much Germans somewhere else or too much Italians. I was once in Patagonia, really, really at the end of the world, you can say. And they came, the neighbor of where I was, and said, you know, but you won't believe it. I just came a German with a bike, with a bicycle, you know, they came all the way down, you know, for sure they will be very happy to see you. Yeah. And I was thinking already, oh no, that's not gonna go good, you know. And but then they were so enthusiastic to bring us together, and there were like 3 people with a bicycle, and when they saw me, they were completely like, you know, the day was not good anymore. Yeah. They wanted to be alone, you know, with the Patagonia and meet the locals and so on. And meet another German, you know, at the end of Patagonia, right? They were not happy at all. Yeah. Yes. So this means whatever you hold down, yeah, think it, always think it that way. Whatever you hold it down, it will appear in the other. The other is your subconscious. Yeah. No? That doesn't mean the other is not responsible. Of course, we are all responsible for our own emotions, but we really are triggers to each other. Yeah. And we are helpers, that we always say, no, we are helpers to see what free will we don't want to see. Yeah. And when you understand that it is exactly like this, yeah. And you see your wife, which you met her as a very lovely one, easy one, no? So you know she's not from the beginning by default like that, yeah. And now she starts to complain, or she starts to attack. Then don't take it personal, in the sense, you know, she doesn't understand you. Stay in the single player mode. That is what it means. Yeah. And look what, first of all, what you hold down. Yeah. What is it that you hold down? Because that is what will appear around you. That is the law of the pipeline. Yeah. You put pressure on the pipe, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. It comes up with the other. Because all of us are connected. When you see your fingers, you would never harm any one of your fingers, because you see the hand connects every finger with each other. Yeah, you understand that, right? But if you look to the other, you don't see this hand that connects us. We don't see this wires, this net, yeah, the field that connects us. Yeah. And this is, when we speak about quantum physics, this is the main thing quantum physics expresses. Yeah. Because you hear everywhere, oh, quantum physics, quantum this, quantum that, quantum healing, quantum so and so, but it's not really in your life, hasn't yet arrived. Because if we really would see each other like fingers belonging to one hand, for example, no, if we could really see that, we wouldn't act towards each other like that. Is it or not? Yeah. We would start to be very, very sweet because you love all your fingers. Yeah. You don't say, oh, okay, this one we can let it go, or that one can be harmed, or no, all of it, you want to have it good. Yes. And that consciousness, when we arrive to that consciousness, what is said in Sufism, that the Prophet ﷺ, he said, wish for the other what you wish for yourself, right? You have heard all these things before, but you know, it goes in here and goes out there. And I understand that, of course, because you see yourself disconnected. That is the point. So how could you wish for the other the same that you wish for yourself? Yeah. And this war situation that we are living in ourselves, disconnected from ourselves. Yeah. You want only stay in this shining, idealized bubble, and the other that is just not so shiny, you separate it. It's a kind of schizophrenia. Yeah. It's a kind of division. It's this kind of division. Yeah. And that is the game. Yeah. All right. It's this lower self that is somehow hidden. Yeah. And it wants to be seen. Yeah. And so it created the world. That is what we say in Sufism, why the divine was creating the world. He said, I was hidden, a hidden treasure, and I wanted to be seen. And the same way he created us, in the same faculty. Yeah. You are a hidden treasure to your own self. Yeah. And when it comes the time that you want to see yourself, yeah, that is the time where you will be born. Yeah. And when that process is completed, that you really see yourself, you allow yourself to be seen in every aspect. Yeah. And not just to be seen, but to be. Yeah. What will happen then is that from then on, you run with 97% of your power. Yeah. And you become a rocket for yourself. That is when your life starts. Now you make a step and you don't even know if it's a step or not. Is it or not? Yeah. If you look at your life and you say, did I really change? Did anything really change from when I was 12 years old? Look at it carefully. No? Is there any change really happening? Do you feel that something is really, really changing, beside that your physical age gives you some kind of wisdom or some slowness or some whatever, you know? Yeah. But is there a change? Those of you who have crossed the 50, remember, when you were 50, I don't know if you remember that. Yeah. There was a voice inside of you saying, asking yourself, what have you reached? Yes? Can you remember that? It was around the 50. No? Yeah, because when you are 50, you come into your sun. Yeah, that means your higher self. And somehow you will have a better contact there with yourself. Yeah, the heavinesses, all the heavinesses in your life, they have slowed down a little bit. Yeah, usually. No. So you can make a review. And this is what happens when you are 50. Usually comes that question inside. No? And then if you had an honest talk with yourself, you were probably not very delighted about what you reached. And I don't mean in the physical world. Yeah. I mean inside of you. Yeah. So there is all the time a knocking in our being that says, yeah, that is not satisfied. Yeah. And it's not satisfied because you have not certain things in life. It is basically not satisfied because you are not in contact. That is all there is. So of course you find the loneliness. Yeah. You find yourself lonelier and lonelier in time. Right? And it makes you to come down. Yeah? Your whole body goes back into this kind of resigning. No? Yeah. Because one day there comes this point that you say, what is it for? You know? Yeah. I meet many women in their 60s, for example, you know, that they have a quite happy moment. And why is it? Because they finished sexuality, they finished relation, basically, yeah, with men. And they find the happiness there, they find a coolness there, yeah. Yeah, because women usually are not driven so crazy about their sexuality than the men, yeah. So they find the relaxation there. They say, oh, thanks God, all this chapter has been somehow closed. Yeah. No, they say, oh, wonderful, you know, I do things by myself, I can enjoy, you know, why should I have this trouble with me, you know, right? And if you're lucky, you have grandchildren, you know, or, you know, the sweet bonbons in your life, yeah. But that is not really a success, yeah. And now we're getting squeezed harder, and there's no doubt about that. And try to see the positive thing in it. Yeah. Let's say maybe we do not end in a third world war. Yeah. There is still a possibility it's not going to happen. But that we have some economical crashes, this is probably very much, because already happening. And most probably it will continue like that. Yeah. And then it is good in a way, because it brings us back to a more humble lifestyle, you know, yeah? And also to thinking when we cannot dream too much in material world. What is valuable, you know, Corona was one of these things, right? Corona stopped us for a moment, yeah. And then when it was over, or not anymore so aggressive, let's say, people just started again, same. So the divine said, okay, children haven't understood, never mind, we cut it down again, yeah, and a little harder, no? Right? Because there's only one plan in the divine. And he said, we said it before, it wants to be seen. And there is only one wish in you. Yeah. You want to be seen, because when you see yourself, you will meet the divine, and that is all you want. This is all every soul wants, because this is our origin, this is our path, this is our way. And isn't it an interesting thing that you usually don't know where you come from, right? And you don't know where you are going. Most of you here probably believe that there has been a before and that there will be an after, right? But it is something very difficult for us to not to really know what has happened before. And so many people have all kinds of imagination, no? Yeah. When all this information, for example, about reincarnation came to us in the 60s, 70s, it started mainly that everyone was a queen and a king in their past life, no? Minimum, or high priests. And in the 80s, every woman was a high priest from Egypt. Yeah. No? And now that came a little bit down, yeah, because it's also not spectacular if everyone in the group, when you sit in a seminar, no, everyone says I was a high priest. Yeah, that's not really anymore making the job, no. But still, you hope that you have been a very special one, no? Yeah. But the truth is that most probably the one you have been is very similar to the one you are now. Yeah. Because we go only 30 centimeters, usually. Yeah. And you can imagine how long that journey takes if you go in that speed. No. But now the good news is we are coming to the half of our time. That means there is a time change, an epoch change. And the pressure in that time is much, much harder than in any other time. Yeah. So this is the time where you can make jumps, where you can do spectacular transformations. And as we said before, this is the time where it is needed. Yeah. If we don't go now together, yeah, to the other side of ourselves, to the subconscious, to the shadow self, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. I prefer more to say the subconscious, actually. Yeah. Then it will manifest in the outside, and we have to digest it there. And as you know, there is this saying, yeah, that history, yeah, that we don't learn from history, right? We don't learn. We cannot learn because it's ourself. It's not a part of learning. Our conscious self, of course, can learn. But our subconscious self cannot. And that's 97%. And this is why one way or the other, we will always create the same situation for us. Yeah. Till you go to the other side and say hello. Yes. And what you will find there, don't expect it too heavy. Yeah. This is the thing. Don't expect it too heavy. Yeah. It's not like that. Yeah. Because in the conscious self, you have imagination. And that's the problem. You imagine too much. How terrible it will look like. Yeah. How horrible is the monster, because the monster, you know, grows in the dark to become a huge monster. Is it or not? Hmm? And when you then really switch the light on, what do you discover? That there is not a monster there, right? There is actually nothing there. Yeah. And very similar, you will understand that all there is, what you think that you are, yeah, is not. But to know that, you have to go to that side. Yeah. And then you will meet your own projections, because part of it you get conditioned. Part of it you create yourself in the situation you are into it now. Yeah. But whatever there is, it is created by the mind. Nothing else. And the mind creates emotions, and the emotions create the mind. Yeah, this is, they dance with each other. No, it's this axis, right? And we have two minds. One is the mind, what we call the Mercury mind, the analytic mind, and the other is this subconscious mind, that is the moon mind, that is with the emotions, and says, here the mind says, I want to do this, and the other mind says, no, maybe not, or there is this and that, right? And this is this moon that is without light and wants to have the light from the sun, and the sun is you. That is how it is. It wants your light. You want your light. At the end, you understand the only one you want is your own self. And your own self, it says in every holy book, is the representative of the divine. Yeah, have you read that before? Have you read a holy book? It is all written there. Yeah, and it is literally, it's not symbolically, it is as this. Yeah. But it doesn't help you if you say that in your mind. Yeah. Because it is not your mind. It's not, the mind is not the divine. Yeah. It's beyond that, right? The sun cannot be described. You cannot embrace it by our mind. Yes. So have this courage, develop that courage to face yourself. That's all there is. Yeah. Stop defending, stop explaining, stop excusing. Yeah. Just say hello. Yeah. And you will meet a wonderful person. You will meet a much more wonderful person than what you could ever create in your own mind. Yeah. There is no imagination ever better than reality. Try to remember that. Yeah. Your real self is the most beautiful being you will ever meet in your life. And when you see that, you will see the other, and you will see, oh, he is as beautiful or she is as beautiful as me. Yeah. And you can come together. And this is how the rays of the sun finally find itself in the center of the sun. Yeah. And this is where we become an ocean. Yeah, where we become an ocean of lights, where we become a sun. Yeah, so the sun is our spirit selves united. This is what the sun is, and this is why it gives light to every one of us. Not only light, but it gives life. Yes, without the sun there would be no life. So it gives this life. It's our own spirit that gives life to us. I hope this is not too abstract now, yeah, but I think you can understand that. Yeah. So this is the evolution. And when this evolution takes place, we will connect in our hearts, and so it will be a heart revolution. This is the next step, I hope, to reach. Yeah, that is my wish, that's my prayer. Yeah. Okay. And this is how I like to greet you. Yeah. My heartful brothers, my brothers of heart, my sisters of heart. This is how I like to look at you. Yeah. Good. We reached our time. So thank you very much. And good. Thank you. Thank you also. And thank you, team that is always coming and helping. And most, I want to thank to my wife that is also my master, my teacher, and gives me a lot of inspiration and knowledge. And I'm very, very thankful for that. And so, and to all of you. Yes. Good. Okay, so have a very good evening or very good day, whatever is your situation. And see you soon, hopefully. And stay happy, stay healthy, and speak to yourself. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.